There he is, a wild Big Russ in his natural habitat.
Untangling fishing lines. Oh dear.
Oh no, first beach launch tomorrow in the new whip.
Yep.
How are we feeling about it?
Oh, good. Looking forward to it.
Confident?
That's what we came down to do. So after 2 years of not doing it, time to do it.
That's why you built this whole bloody thing.
It's got a lot to do with it, yeah.
Well, let's hope it's successful and we actually catch something.
I feel confident we'll catch something. Less confident about getting the boat in. There we go.
That feels like a necessary prerequisite. But
Right, fishing rods we have.
let's go. The other prized possession of Big Russ's, the ride-on mower. Isn't she a beauty? The other new whip. Look at the tyres on it. Ooh, it's a bit of lawn out here, so you know, it's needed. This is take one. Tell us, what made you guys decide to come down here and embark on an owner build?
Okay, I think the big reason for coming down here was to get out of the hustle and bustle of the city and to retire from work and have some adventure. This is a great part of the world to have some adventure in. Obviously lots of lovely beaches and wineries and breweries, and the country life is very appealing after living in the city for 30 odd years. That's why.
And hopefully some fish.
Yeah, hopefully some fish, yeah. That is part of the master plan. And I think the other thing was really just to realise a dream that we had of building our own house. The thought of building our own place and taking charge of our own build was very appealing. Only just for the personal challenge, but I think also for the monetary side of it. I mean, we've ended up building a house, a wonderful house, for about 2,300 a square metre overall. And
Ooh, pretty good.
At the moment, building rates are anywhere north of 4,500, 5,000 a square metre. So, you know, when you think that we've built 330 square metres here under the roof, the saving is about, you know, 2.5, maybe even $3,000 a square metre. So, you know, that's significant.
All right, well, show us the Shouse and tell us how it all started when you guys first came down.
Okay, so yes, the shed was the first thing that we built. This is 10 by 6 square metres, so it's 60 square metres. The strategy here was to build a shed with a toilet and a shower in it. We put a makeshift kitchen in there, very makeshift, which is basically the workbench with a few appliances on it.
You even did smoothies, didn't you?
Yeah, it's
pretty
luxurious for a shower. We went to the tip and we bought we spent a whole $50 on 2 single-seaters and a double-seater lounge suite from the tip shop at Denmark. We
Shout
put
out.
TV against this wall and we would cook and watch TV in here at night time. And just over here where you see the bare patch, we had a caravan. The caravan up there you can see, we bought a brand new caravan for this exercise.
There she is.
That was our bedroom pretty much. And so we lived like that for, I think probably nearly 12 months anyway, I think, before the guest house was ready to move into. So that was stage one. We were renting while we were building this house. I think we rented for 6 months in town. So we were out here every day doing that. And then once we had that all sorted, focus switched to the guest house on the right here, which is 53 square metres. It's basically got it's a one bed with a little lounge sitting area, a little kitchen dining area, and a more upmarket bathroom. So that was luxury when we got into that. I think we lived in there for pretty close to 12 months while we finished off the main house. We spent a winter in the guest house while we finished off the main house. So, you know, it wasn't too far to go to work every day. It was lovely.
Perfect. All right, we are entering the Shouse.
Okay, this looks more like a workshop now, but it looked less obviously like a workshop when we were living in here. We had the kitchen, we had the bench facing this way. This was full of our kitchen.
It's a pantry.
Yeah, it was a pantry. And then in here,
The dunny.
we just put it's just a small bathroom, but it was nice to be able to have a shower every night, have a basin to wash in, and
Do your skincare, mate.
do my skincare regime.
10 steps.
It's really paid off, and have a sit down toilet was lovely. So
Yeah, the dunny.
yeah, so this was us for, I don't know, 8 to 12 months, I think.
Wow.
Yep.
You guys, you sacrificed a bit, you roughed it for a bit, and you got the reward.
Yeah, that we did. But it was an adventure too. I mean, we didn't live in here in winter, probably we probably did the tail end of a winter. So generally, temperature-wise, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, it was a challenge, but I didn't, it wasn't like camping or anything like that. It was fine. And
Glamping.
yeah, glamping. There you go.
It's all part of the journey.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you look at it as an adventure, if you look at it in a positive way, and you know that what you're achieving down the line is getting you to where you want to be. Well, I think I'm 63, mother's 65, and I think we were probably 60 and 61 when we started this. So I think to be doing these things at this time of life is. Yeah, it's an adventure, and I don't regret it one bit.
Yeah, hats off to you guys. I really don't know many 60-something-year-olds that would be doing this and sacrificing their luxury and comfort. So I think it's pretty inspirational, actually.
No, so therein lies the fact that the younger that you can do this, I think the more adventurous it is. I think younger you are, the more you adapt, and that becomes one of life's adventures that you'll have for the rest of your life. So I think that's definitely, youth is a good policy.
Wise words. Love it. All right, talk us through this baby here.
Right. This is what they call an ATU, an aerated treatment unit. Why you need one of these is because the Shire determines that you are within 2 kilometres of a water source, lovely Wilson Inlet down there. So because we're within 2 kilometres of that, we have to have an on-site sewage treatment system. You could have deep sewage, but out here, just outside of Denmark, there is no deep sewage. So what I'm saying is you can't have a septic system because obviously the risk of leaching down into the water source, the nutrients from that, is what the Shire is trying to avoid. So basically all of the sewage and so the effluent and the grey water that's coming from the house flows into this unit here. And I don't know the exact process, but there's 6 chambers in there, and the effluent works its way through the 6 chambers. Thanks to the treatment unit, you can probably hear it buzzing away there, which is just an aerator pump going 24/7. The sewage and the grey water works its way through the system. When it comes out of the last chamber, it's basically clear. It's not fit for drinking. It's not even fit for sprinkling onto vegetables or any kind of plant matter that you might eat. But what does happen is that it's reticulated out onto a grassed area, typically. It would be okay to reticulate out onto trees or shrubs, so long as they're not non-edible. And it just comes out as clear water, and as you can see, the grass where it gets reticulated. And that's the process. So what we're about to do is embark on a planting schedule around the edges of the block, and we'll be replacing those, we'll be taking those sprinklers out, and we'll be putting pipe work to go around the boundary to feed our boundary trees. So it won't be sprinkled out, it'll just come out, and we'll put some, not trippers, but basically some small reticulation lines onto each tree.
Trees to block out the neighbours, including us.
Yeah, and create a bit of ambience.
Get rid of the big blue house.
One of the reasons we built here was because there is no trees on this block. We're not trees. We like looking at trees. We just don't like living near trees particularly. We like to be able to look at these trees down here. They're lovely. But if they are ever set on fire one day, we'll be glad to live where we are. And so we're doing a tree planting program which suits not only our style but a fire safety plan, basically.
Smart. You're only half a Denmark tree hugger. Halfway there.
Well, that's just personal preference. And see a lot more vegetation on these blocks one day, but nothing like that.
Yeah, that looks scary.
A lot of the blocks that are for sale down in this region are heavily wooded. They're in fairly dense areas of forest. And it's lovely. The issue you have with that is the fire safety zones that are being assessed with your build. So basically, when you want to do a build, your block is assessed for fire rating. And the highest fire rating you can get is flame zone. So therefore, if you were built in and amongst these trees, you would be in a flame zone.
Yeah,
What that means is the government will regulate that you need to build a house that can survive a bushfire in the event that one comes through your area. Now, you're not going to be able to build out of, a lot of materials, a lot of concrete, not much glass,
zero timber.
zero timber. You're going to be restricted. And obviously, you're going to need to have a certain amount of water on site to fight fires if you are in those areas. And so these are the issues that you face with building in and amongst trees. Our BAL rating, bushfire attack level, that's what BAL stands for. Our BAL rating is low for obvious reasons. And so we're not restricted in that way with our planning.
It also means you get a bloody lovely view of the water. You're not just surrounded by dense trees everywhere you look.
Yeah.
So our BAL rating is the same as yours, right? Our block is just down there, 2 down from this one.
Yep.
And it's the same.
And for obvious reasons, it gets a low BAL rating.
All right, so we're going to do a little tour of the guest house.
The intention of the guest house was to provide a separate living building for friends and family, basically. It's 53 square metres and it's basically designed for a couple to stay however long they want to stay for. It's completely self-contained and I like the idea of it because I think it makes your guests feel more relaxed about coming to see you if they know that they're slightly separated from living with you. I think that makes it more appealing to people to come down and stay with you. I don't really know why. I think that's just a feeling.
No, I think so. They've got their own space and they have got their own kitchen. They can buy their own food and not feel like they're constantly tiptoeing around someone else's house and encroaching on their space.
Yeah, I think it's a more relaxed atmosphere. I think late at night when you're sleeping, obviously, and then early in the morning when you wake up, you have a cup of tea, and then you wander in when you feel that you're good and ready.
Yeah, perfect. All right, let's go through. There's Mum doing some gardening on her. Right. Thank you. There she is. It's like a little studio setup.
Yeah, so this was designed to provide a very high ceiling. I think that really does add something. We've got basically 4.5 metres to the hip of the ceiling and we've got 3 metres on the shoulder. It really, I think, creates a lovely atmosphere. In summer, obviously, it's cooler because the heat probably sits up higher. So around the corner, we've got just a little storage area, which is a little bit messy at the moment.
That's mostly me.
Kind of designed as a mudroom.
Mudroom for beers.
Yeah. And dog biscuits. The bedroom is just a queen size bed, some little floating shelves, and access to the bathroom next door.
I think it was good you guys put a little mini wardrobe in here too for guests. Obviously you guys were using that when you were here. Yeah, so it gave you a bit more storage than the shed, but it's nice when people come and stay like us. You can just chuck all your stuff in there and it feels slightly more organised. I've even put my stuff in the drawers. So, not particularly tidy in there, but at least it looks tidy from the outside.
And the bathroom again has a couple of floating shelves, just the single basin. As a guest house, I don't think we need to go to doubles. There's a wind out window, I think, which is very good for ventilation. It prevents any kind of mould and so on pervading in here. And the shower, obviously, look, with showers, I reckon 10 years ago we fell out of love with glass screen showers. They never look as good as the day that they're installed. They look fantastic the day they're installed and then they're a bloody pain to keep clean thereafter. And so walk-in showers, I think, is a much nicer idea.
I agree. It's also, something's really cozy about it when you're in here. Having a shower, you feel so cradled by it. It's like a little room in there.
With a walk-in shower, you do end up with a little lip that you step down into. That's obviously for, in case there's an issue with your shower tap or something. The lip is about sort of 10 to 15 mil, that's all it is, and it just prevents any kind of flooding in the event of an issue inside the shower itself.
These shutters are good too, like these for our place.
Yeah.
Very good.
Alright, all good. Okay, so this is a Hardy product. It's called BJ board. This is not a cement product. This is an MDF product. It's designed for internal only and for not non-wet areas. You do have to seal the back of these with a sealer before they go onto the wall, but that's an easy job. Installing VJ board is not difficult. You don't need to be an experienced carpenter. They come with, plastic strip which feeds into the next board. The main issue is getting them plumbed in terms of vertical, because once the first one's vertical, they'll all just go on easily after that.
Right. So for example, this wall here, how long did this take you to do?
A day. Yep. Cutting around windows is the most difficult bit. Requires some accurate measuring and marking and some skill with a, we call it circular saw. But your cuts don't have to be perfect, but they need to be close to perfect. And then we're just using some cellies, no more gaps to fill, and then paint. Perfect.
And you just do, same as a normal wall, you do 2 coats with this?
Yeah, these come pre-primed.
Yep.
So you're straight into the painting. Oh, there's a little bit of filling because these need to be nailed to the wood frame behind it. So there is a little bit of filling, but not, it's a quick job. The shelf came about because it's 4.5 metres high at the highest point, and you can't get a 4.5 metre sheet of VJ board. So behind that shelf, in line with the window, is a join.
Oh, I didn't know that. Very nifty.
But what I can say about the shelf is that it stands in line with the saying, if you build it, they will come. You put a shelf there, people will put stuff on it.
Including the Easter eggs.
So whilst we did need a shelf for a TV, the main purpose of the shelf was to hide the joint behind the VJ board, but it is very handy.
It's become very functional for not only the TV, but the plant and all the other shit you see here. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, so there's no join. Actually, there's no join here. Where the join is sort of like from here to about, I think the tallest sheet you can get is 3.6 metres.
I was just thinking that. Okay, so then so that one, it worked up until there, and then
yes, and then we might have had to have a join on this one here.
Yeah.
No join on this one here. These are 1.2 metres wide, these sheets.
Yep, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you bloody did well. Would never be able to tell.
And therein lies the art of building. A lot of the art of building is hiding stuff. So in planning the kitchenette, we decided that we wouldn't go for the dishwasher and the stove as you normally would, just being a guest house. Most people are staying less than a week. They're staying a few days. Most of the cooking happens next door in any case. But for somebody that did want to stay long term, like for us when we were staying in here for that 8 months or whatever it was, you can just buy it. Thanks to your mother, she sourced a handy little induction unit. These come in singles or doubles. They are perfect as an induction cooktop.
Yeah, they're so good. They actually heat up so fast too.
Yep. The other appliance that we used heaps in here was an air fryer. Your mother sourced a handy little air fryer, which we used heaps. It was really, really
handy.
Yeah,
what can't you cook in an air fryer?
Not much.
Not a lot, as you came to realise.
Ice cream, probably.
Deep fried, could work.
Yeah, and a microwave. Kitchen and toaster, done.
Bob's your uncle. All right, next. Mother doing some landscaping. Do you want to do the outside first while we're here?
Sure.
All right. Talk us through the landscaping.
Okay, so the house was built in a U-shape. We wanted the U-shape because there is quite a lot of southerly wind down here, particularly in winter, and that direction there is the east, that's west, that's south. And so this area really is a haven for winter, to be honest with you. The intention is to have a table and chairs out here, some shade from our weeping peach, I should say.
If it survives. We're trying to figure out which insects are eating it. Mum's just planted it a few days ago, and it's already getting eaten alive, so we'll see.
We think it's weeping just a bit much.
Yeah.
The issue we had with this area was flooding. The rest of the block is on a slope, and so it's okay, it's fine. But this area here floods. And the reason it floods is not only because of the compaction sand, this was all fully compacted as a building envelope, not only because of the compaction sand, but because just below the compaction sand, probably that far down, is coffee rock. So it's basically cap rock, and then below that is clay. When it rains here, it rains hard. Things don't drain out of here very fast. So what we've had to do is pave it, and obviously slope all the paving down towards this drain. This drain has a pipe which goes all the way to the side of the block, sloping away and drains. So we think we are over our flooding problem. We had 60 mil the other day and it was fine.
It's a good sign. All right, now talk me through this baby.
Okay.
My favourite part of the house, to be honest.
Your mother and I did want to have some feature stone wall in the place. It was one element that we really highly desired. We spent a lot of time looking for stone. This is a stone called Lutari, which we got from Mataka Stone in Osborne Park. Comes in crates, comes in basically 1 tonne packs. It's flat at the back and obviously natural at the front. To install it, basically just needs a cement fibre backing. So we've got a cement fibre wall attached to the stud frame behind it, and then basically it's tiled on from there. Tile glued on, I should say. But the issue is shaping the stone. Most of the stones need to be shaped. You can see, for instance, this one here is in its natural form. This one here is also in its natural form, so the strategy is to try and fit the larger stones together where you can. Some of those stones may just, I might have had to nip a little bit off this just to get that to fit nice and snug in there. And then as you start to run out of spaces to put the full stones, then you're into the little guys, which are, that's where your work is, shaping all the little ones to fit in. You end up with some odd spaces like this, which doesn't really shaping one stone, doesn't suit shaping one stone, so we shape lots of stones. But it gives a good effect.
Stone Tetris.
It's do-it-yourself stonemason.
DIY, pretty bloody good for DIY, I must say.
Yeah, I'm happy with it, but this side took 2 weeks, and the other side of this wall is also in the same stone, also took 2 weeks, so it's labour intensive. But it's a big saving if you can do it yourself, because that's 4 weeks labour that you didn't have to pay out. So as an owner builder, they're the things, that's where you really do save a lot of money. Not only do you add value by having nice features, but you do save a lot of money in that space. Basically, for every guy that's not working here, you're saving anywhere between, $50 an hour minimum, right up to $100 an hour for a stonemason probably.
So, rough estimate, what do you reckon if you got a stonemason in to do this? This one wall here, what do you think that would have cost?
Well, I didn't have it quoted, so I don't know. But I mean, 4 weeks labour for one guy. I think one guy probably wants at least, if he's a contractor operating on his own, he probably wants 600 a day as a minimum. If he's got some good stonemasonry skills, I think that's $3,000 a week. I would say at least $6,000 for a wall like that, and $6,000 on the other side. But to be honest, I think that's probably on the light side, if anything. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a lot more than that.
Yeah, damn. So all in all, pretty bloody worthwhile. So nice.
Going inside?
Into the main house.
Okay.